What up, what up, what up, what up, sports fans? Trying something new today. WTP Sports Dudes trying something new today. We're waiting on Robert to show up, I believe. I think so. So we're just trying to know something new today. I guess Robert handed the mic over to somebody else, and we'll see how this goes today. Not for sure, but I'm actually on my way to officiate some volleyball today. So, and I don't get to hop on at 7:45 or 6:45? 6:45, I think it is, with them WTP Sports Dudes. Hang tight. We said we get some company up in here. And I'm quite sure this will work a little better when I'm at home in the comfort of my home, sitting down, relaxing. What up, what up, what up? I'm not sure how to work this today. We trying something different, something new, and we're just going on the fly today. So, guys. Let's see that. I'm not supposed to do that. Let's copy that.
All right, you there, bro? Oh, my bad.
I am. I think I am.
Yeah, you good.
Okay. Look, I was saying, I was like, we trying something new today, so trying to figure it out. So what was that you actually did? What'd you do?
What you mean?
Like, you sent me that link to my email.
Oh, so what that'll allow you to do is be able to do what I'm doing right now. You'll be able to, you can set up a live stream that you want to go on anytime, and you can, I don't know where you're gonna have it go to if you don't have a YouTube page, but you can just have it go to WTP Sports Dudes if you want.
Right. All right, that's pretty okay. That's cool. Look, I'm looking at the time. I wasn't really thinking when we was discussing it and all of that. You was like 6 o'clock. I'm like, yeah, cool. That give me blah 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 so much time. But then I'm getting ready to take off. I'm like, dang, I'm in the car at 6 o'clock. But it's all good. It's all good. We'll figure everything out. How was your day today, bro?
It was good, bro. It was good. It was real good. Yeah.
That's what's happening. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Once I got in, I was like trying to figure everything out. When right before you came on, I was pressing something, and it took me to where you could copy the link and send it out, like how you be sending the link out in a text. Yeah, but you can't do that while you're live. I was about to lead a live and go and send it in the chat to you. For what? I don't know.
Yeah. So once you came in, you was able to start the live. So the live it's going.
Yeah, it started when I went in. I was like, oh shoot.
Yeah, we good. All right, well, let's go ahead and get rolling then while you drive.
Let's get it, bro. Let's get it.
All right. So what's your thoughts on the Buckeyes after 4 games? What's your thoughts on the Bucks?
I like what I see. I like what I see. Oh, I love what I see offensively. I love our offense, which has me confident for the season that we actually can score more than anybody, I believe. Anybody we go against, I believe that my defense, who I'm not so for sure with, although, we're playing pretty good against the caliber teams that we're playing, but, I was expecting to see a little more firepower from my defense. I was expecting to see a little bit more firepower, a little bit more shutdown, a lot more sacks, you know, and I'm not getting it yet. I'm not getting it yet. But I'm satisfied with where we're at with the first 4 games. Have another good Big Ten game coming up against Iowa this week for that 5th game. And now we don't have any interruptions, no bye weeks or anything for, I want to say, like about 3 or 4 games. So now we can get back into the groove of things and hopefully have that impressive defensive outing that I'm looking for next week. But these first 4 games, I'm definitely satisfied. And I look forward to this team getting better and learning from these mistakes that we are making early in the season.
Okay. Who's been a pleasant surprise this year for you so far?
Jeremiah Smith. I mean, they talked about him, and of course, we saw him, in summer camp and spring ball and all of that, and they're showing his highlights with him, making these miraculous catches. And, it was like, okay, because, we've seen that from multiple freshmen coming in, and, they're doing pretty good in the fall and all of that. But they said it was special, and you never really, they say that about a lot of players. So, for me, I have to see that first before I say, okay, yeah, this kid is special. So it has surprised me of how great this young man is already. I'm not even going to say good. I mean, these first 4 games, I mean, this kid is great. They're already talking about him being the best receiver in college football right now. Not just taking the freshman. They just saying college football. They say this dude can. They say if they draft him as the first receiver off the board.
I was watching Joe Clark earlier today, and he said, listen, my number one surprise this year has been how well the freshmen have come in playing the 5 stars. He said, Jeremiah Smith is the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, he is. So yeah, that's definitely a big surprise to me. I'm not surprised that we're 4-0. I'm not surprised that our offense is good. I'm not surprised that our defense is good. I'm surprised that Jeremiah Smith is that good.
Yeah. Who's been y'all's biggest addition from the before camp started? Who's been y'all's biggest addition from the off season?
I would probably have to say Chip Kelly, and that's because we already had a running back in Henderson, so we were good there. And I believe actually that the freshman quarterback Sane would have came in had we not had a transfer. He would have came in and been a true freshman quarterback, and I believe we would have had a true freshman at quarterback and wide receiver. Had we not got Howard in the portal, I believe Sane would have beat out Devin Brown.
Okay.
But, yeah, I think just going back to that, just Chip Kelly. I think like Chip Kelly has the keys to one of the prettiest, most stacked offenses that you can have. And he loves the run game, and we have 2 of the best running backs in all of the country. But with this team, and he has the pass. And although we'll be happy, I think every coach will be happy with 50% run, 50% pass. I think every coach would love to be able to do that every single game consistently and get 250 rushing and 250 passing. But this Chip Kelly effect and his play calling is going to add a whole new dynamic to this Ohio State Buckeye football team this year. And, I hope he's not just a 1-year rental, because I'm hoping that, he is a difference maker, because our play calling can be suspect at times, and we needed something new, something different, and that's what we got in Chip, and that's why I think that was the most important piece right there for me, because we already had those other pieces there. we still would have had the same expectations whether Junkins or Howard came or not.
Okay. Since you're talking offense, what grade would you give the offensive line so far this season?
I give them a solid B plus. I give them a solid B plus. They haven't given up a whole lot of sacks, but sometimes they're getting dominated by that defensive line too. Now they're winning. Once you go all 4 quarters, they're winning, but a little bit at times they're being dominated by that defensive line, and you can't expect to stop everybody's defensive line every single play. It's still college football. There's still teams out here. So, yeah.
Level Up Sports 10 said Chip Kelly was definitely an important piece.
Yeah, and I'm excited to every game. I'm excited to see. I want to see something different, but it's looking like we're running. We're still right now. We're running a lot of the same plays. We're running a lot of the same plays. I'm seeing quite a few of the same plays, but I'm also seeing how Will Howard has so many options on these pass plays, and it gives defenses a whole lot to look at, and not knowing which way this ball gonna go, even if they do know what formation we're in.
Okay. So what grade would you give the tight end group so far this season?
Tight end, I probably, with us not being a heavy passing to our tight ends team, they're mainly used for blocking, and then we'll drop them off a few here and there. But I would give them a solid B plus as well. I could give them a higher grade, but they just don't get the ball enough. So I give them a high B plus as well. They're definitely not doing a bad job. G. Scott, I just wish they could get him the ball more. Because I really like him. He was a former wide receiver, and he got big and moved over to tight end. So he has the speed and the hands for a tight end. So I would love to see him get the ball more. I think he's gonna make a real good NFL tight end, and he's gonna go pretty late. He'll probably go about 4th or 5th round, but I think he's gonna make a real solid tight end.
Okay. So what grade would you get a wide receiver group so far this season?
They get an A minus. They get an A minus, and that's because they have a few drops. They have quite a few drops. So and that's the only reason why. And when I say quite a few, I'm thinking it might be like probably about 4. But that's too many, because I know Jeremiah got 1. He might have 2, and I know Ibuka got 1 or 2. So those drops, just knock it down, because you almost want to give them that perfect grade, because it's wide receiver. You throw the ball, who gonna stop them? Who gonna stop them if you just go back there and just air it out? Like, if Ohio State was in a Pac-10 or the Big 12, 15, 20 years ago, they'd be throwing 50 times a game. Receivers would be breaking numbers. Quarterbacks would be winning Heismans.
Right.
We run the ball too much for that.
Yeah. Since you mentioned running the football, what grade would you get a running back group so far this season?
Running backs get an A to an A plus. They're hitting the holes fast. Both of them, doesn't matter which one is back there. They both got long runs of over 40 yards. And both of them are fresh. They're not taking a pound, and they're not carrying the ball 20 times a game, 15 times a game for that matter. So, it's right where we want it. We want to keep them fresh, and we want them to be productive, and they are.
Definitely. All right, so the all important question: what grade would you get a quarterback so far this season?
He gonna get that. He gonna get that. He gonna get that B plus as well. He's gonna get the B plus, and he's real close to an A minus. He's real close to an A minus because besides his two interceptions that he's thrown, and one bad backwards throw, most of his balls are where they need to be, and that's what I like seeing. I mean, his decision making is looking pretty good. He's reading the coverages pretty good. The only thing I just the only thing is just a couple of times, a couple of interceptions, them couple bad decisions. Which, like I say, if we can just learn from these mistakes early and not make them late in the season, it's gonna be hard to hold us. But yeah, I'm gonna give him that. I'm gonna give him that B plus. And it's like I say, it's almost an A minus. It's almost an A minus. I just can't give him a grade that high this early in the year.
That makes sense. Let's switch over to the defense. What grade would you get a defensive line group so far this season? That's including the defensive ends and D tackles, both together.
I will have to give them probably a B, and that's because of my defensive ends. If I was giving it to my defensive tackles separately, my defensive tackles would be a solid A because they have been doing their thing on that interior. Williams, Hamilton, and then now they brought in McDonald. They have been holding it down, and my defensive ends are the ones who has it at a B because we're talking 3-year, 4-year varsity players now, and I'm just still not seeing that Bosa, that Chase type production out of either one of them now. Sawyer's been putting a lot of pressure on the quarterbacks. Sawyer's been putting a lot of pressure on, and they have a couple of sacks. So I could be nitpicking, and it's just my expectations are a little high for them. But I just have to see more out of Sawyer and JT on them defensive ends. So I have to give him a B.
Okay. What about your linebackers? What grade would you get a linebacker group so far this season?
B minus. That's to me, that's our weakest link. That's our weakest link because I love Sonny Styles. I love what he brings to the game. I love his intangibles. But I need more. Like, I need more. When we're talking about a freak athlete, I need you to be a freak every single game. That's what Chase Young was. That's what them Bosas was. They were freaks every game.
Oh, you must have hit a dead spot. I can't hear you. You must have hit a dead spot.
Get to it. Yeah, thing. Look, I didn't hang up on. I'll call her back up. But yeah, that linebacker spot is like, and then like for my Mike linebacker that Simon is playing right now, like I just need more. I need more from that. You playing the same spot Chris Spielman played, Andy Katzenmeyer. Those are the type of linebackers I need to see at Ohio State, and we haven't had one in a minute. We haven't had one in a minute, and that's I grew up looking at middle linebackers who were dogs. You hear me?
Oh, yeah.
And we get our middle linebackers are coming in with the 4 and the 5 stars, but it's not translating over. I'm not seeing that. So that's my weakest link is that linebacker position. And I have to have, in order for us to win this national championship, Styles, JT, Sawyer, they have to give us more than what they're giving right now.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one for sure. What about your defensive back group? What grade would you give them so far this season?
They get a solid B plus. One thing I noticed last game is that we were playing very, very soft, and that I can't blame that on my cornerbacks if the defensive call is for them to be 12 yards off the ball. I'm fussing at the TV, but if this y'all's playing, go ahead with it. If this y'all's playing, go ahead. We waiting to do whatever. All right. Do I agree with it? No. But hey, how many points did we give up? Not many. So guess they're going with that beam but don't break defense.
Yeah. Well, they're winning pretty handily sometimes, so they're doing their job, I guess.
Yeah. They're doing the job. But other than that, I love my corners and I love my safeties and I love downs. Woo! That was a great pickup. He's like a missile back there. He's a missile. I like that. I like that. He back there looking like Mike Doss or somebody. You know what I mean? And I like that. I like that. And like I said, my corners looking good. IG looking good. Burke looking good. Ransom, my other safety back there. Hancock come in a nickel. So I like them, and they're not giving up. They're not giving up a lot of big plays. Not giving up a lot of touchdowns at all. And like you say, they're going to give up some, but they're not giving up many. They can easily be an A minus as well. But right now the defensive coverage too soft for any type of A's. So give them a B plus too.
Okay. So before we wrap it up, you got any other thoughts you would like to share about the Buckeyes and the rest of this season?
Nah, just right now, overall, I got them at a solid B plus overall. B plus, of course, we want to get in that A area by the time we get to the end of the season. So, and it looks like we're going in a good direction. I feel like we're rotating a lot of players so that we are able to keep our players fresh. I've been watching a lot of football, and it looks like we're doing a lot more rotating than other schools. And I'm seeing third string out there early. You know what I mean? I may see a third string guy out there at the end of the first quarter or second quarter or something. You know what I mean? Like definitely on the defensive line or something. You're talking third string. Second string getting good rec. So we're doing a good job of making sure that we're not wearing these players down. And with this being a 12-team playoff year, and it's going to, in order to get to the championship, you're talking 16 games now. So now if anyone goes undefeated this year, they'll break Michigan's record last year for most wins in the season. So that will be great for us to knock them off of that record just in one little year. You know what I mean? Because they came in and they broke some records last year. So it'll be nice to go and get their names down from there and put that Buckeye, that stamp of approval from them Buckeyes.
For sure. Think you might have hit a dead spot again.
All right, I'm stopping.
I know you're on your way, to do some refereeing. What do you like most about refereeing those volleyball games?
It's easy. I don't have to run up and down the court. And I'm up on that post. I'm up on that post, just standing up there on that post, and all I'm doing is zip, the serve signal, zip, inbounds, out of bounds, timeout, substitute, illegal hit. Hey, 3, 4 hits too many. Easy. And they put cash in my hand.
Ooh, cash in your hand.
Not a check. Ain't waiting on nothing. It's cash in the hand. And then after this, it's basketball season. And it's cash in my hand. Yes, sir, Rick.
Hey, listen, you can't beat that cash in your hand.
No, sir. With the cost of food and gas, man, listen. need all we can get.
I know that's right, bro. I know that's right. Well, I appreciate you coming on, man, talking about those Ohio State Buckeyes.
That's
Man,
what's up, man. I still got, unless you got a rush, I ain't got, I still got some time. I got in the car real early because I had to come on.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I got in the car real early. I don't have to, like, I still have almost a half an hour. Yeah, I just wanted to be already situated and wherever I was at 6 to go ahead and do what I had to do. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, cool. Okay, well, let's go ahead and jump into
So
those.
yeah, we can even come over on your side and your QB was back in Texas.
Say it one more time. You was breaking up.
I said, yeah, I saw that. But somebody by the church, I don't know what signal would be bad. I guess they say you just need to talk directly. But I'm right next to the church. And I ain't on like 5 minutes, it's 5G. Maybe it's the devil. Yeah, but I was saying, your long, your quarterback,
Yeah, you breaking up. I can't hear you, but it sounds like you said something about the quarterback.
I'm about to go move to a whole nother area. Like I say, I got some time.
Okay.
Yeah, I see. Your quarterback, yours is back. Is that correct?
Yeah. He'll be back to start against OU unless he has some kind of setback in practice. He's quarterback one. He's starting against he's gonna start against OU. So hopefully he'll be able to jump back in real quick. He's going to go to a better spot where he can get some better reception so he doesn't sound all choppy. But he did mention Quinn Ewers being able to start against OU not this week because we got a bye, but the following week in the Red River rivalry. We're really looking forward to Quinn Ewers getting back out there and, making things happen for the Texas Longhorns because we're at our best with him at the quarterback. No knock on Arch Manning. It's just Quinn Ewers is our quarterback one, man. He has a lot of experience, and that's what we want to roll with if we think we're going to make it to the national championship and win the SEC championship as well.
I'm kind of going against what I said a couple of weeks ago too. I thought Arch, the way they was blowing him up, I thought Arch could go and do what yours did and maybe even add a little bit more spice to it. I thought he would go and do that, and he didn't. It's a harder job than it may appear. Some people make things look easy, and the people behind them feel like, oh, I could do that. I could do better than that. Then you get in there, and it's just a different ball game. It ain't as easy. It ain't as easy as you thought it was.
It's definitely not. That's for sure. It's definitely not.
Man, that's crazy for it to be my fault, but I'm just like I'm thrown back a little bit because I'm in an open area and I'm just next to a church. Like, why is that a dead area? It was a dead space. It gotta be because like anytime I use my phone over here too, like it like really be tripping. So I'm like tripping off that because I'm outside. Now if I was inside the building and you got whatever metal up on top, I can understand that. But I'm outside in the parking lot. It ain't nothing but open air and opportunity out here.
Right.
Like tripping, and it was buffering bad. Like I was, out in a wood somewhere.
Right.
Yeah, I'm that just threw me off right there.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, even though Archie he did rebound last week in his second start, he did a lot better in the second start than he did in his first start. And I think we really can't run a whole lot of RPOs with Arch right now with Quinn Ewers hurt because we don't want to have to go to our third string quarterback.
Yeah, and I hope the Longhorn fans expect a long season this year.
Yeah, I hope they expect a long season too because I want to go deep in that playoff.
Now, do you see y'all rotating? Are y'all rotating a lot of players in and out?
Oh yeah. Just like you mentioned, y'all going 3 deep. Oh, we've been doing that all season, man.
Okay,
Uh,
okay.
First quarter, you've been seeing third string guys out there.
Yeah.
We go 6 deep at the wide receiver position. We go 6
Mm-hmm.
deep at the defensive end position and 6 deep at the defensive tackle position.
Yeah.
Now, where we don't
We're
rotate
the
a whole
same.
lot, we don't rotate a whole lot. We only go 2 deep at the cornerback and the safety positions, though.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that's about deep as we go at the corner spot too.
yeah. You got to have guys out there that you know going to be able to do what they're supposed to do, man. You can't afford to get the ball thrown over your head because you got this third string dude out there. He done
Waiting,
got cooked. He got cooked.
waiting, just waiting,
Yeah,
waiting. Everybody looking at the chops, waiting because they know they gotta hit the field to get that NIL money.
yeah, for sure, for
Yeah,
sure.
can't get it over there on the bench.
He said, "Get it over there on the
I was
bench."
just, I think, I don't know if we talked about it or not, but I don't know if I asked you about your thoughts with this, but I just, I'm going to look and see if I can find this Alabama Georgia game again. They're probably replaying it on the SEC network, so
Mhm.
that's why I'm gonna look on there and hopefully I can. The heck, Thursday they might stop playing replays, so I might look on there and see if I can see it tonight and record it because I really need to see that game again because I'm just not buying that Alabama is only 1 point better than Georgia, and Georgia they're horrible. I'm not buying that final score. I'm not buying what they did after that first quarter. I mean, to me, that was American sports doing what American sports do, and they controlled the outcome of that game. I'm not, and I don't have a dog in that race. I don't, but I said that Georgia's no good, and I said Alabama was going to pound them. They pound them in the first quarter, and then did Georgia just all of a sudden get good? Did their defensive line they threw some of them old 300 pounders they had out there? Did what happened? How did Alabama give up those points after going up? What was that, 21-0?
Yeah, they went up 21-0. I think at one time it might have been 28 to. Well, halftime it was what 31 to what 7, something like that. Well, I think a
It's
lot of times when you have games like that, man, these guys get on that sideline and they start thinking, "Oh, we got this in the bag," and they let up. And then the team start getting momentum. It's almost like you having runs in basketball. You know what I'm saying? 1 minute you up and you get the lull to sleep, and then that team come back on you and make a run. I don't know, man. I don't know, but I
it's
definitely
not
thought,
it's not that many runs or nothing in it's not that's just like Ohio State blowing out Bowling Green in the first quarter and then just have a letdown and they only win by 1 point. It's not happening. If you're just that much better than this other team, it's just not that much of a letdown. And I know that's what it looks like to the American people, but somebody else ain't buying it. That's why I might go on your dropping the WTP sports dudes because I have my podcast somebody else where we ask somebody else because it just looks something don't look right. And we got to ask somebody else if that was really true. And I don't think that was true. I don't think that was true. I think if you take ESPN and Vegas out of the equation and let them boys just go play football, it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad.
yeah. Because you could easily see Georgia getting their head pounded in and just being like, man, it's over. And stop
Because
playing.
that's what usually happens. And then especially when, as we're looking at that game and we're just seeing how dominant Alabama is over Georgia. I mean, it was just a complete dominance. It looked like one of the top tier SEC teams playing one of the lower tier SEC teams. That's what that game looked like off the dribble.
Yeah.
But ESPN, like I say, you know, they own the SEC, so they don't want their product looking bad. Like we told y'all, Georgia ain't nothing. That mean these other teams that they beat ain't nothing. The SEC watered down. They top heavy. It's only one or two teams. Yeah. Then they give all these other teams in the middle, you know, all of these rankings just because it's SEC and it's ran by ESPN.
Yeah, I do believe they got some of them guys ranked a little bit too higher than what they should be. I mean, I can see Tennessee, Alabama, Texas, but the rest of them, they can fall back in the 20s.
Hey, I was watching Pardon the Interruption right before I left out, and they were talking about how the Big Ten and the SEC are, and I've been hearing this for the past couple of years, talking about coming together, making one conference, and kicking the NCAA out. And keeping all the money for themselves, which would then in turn give. Right now, I think they said they're at almost 40 teams. I know the Big Ten. Are we both at 18 apiece? I think, or is it 16? No, we at 18 because we were at 14. Now we went to 18. So you know that's roughly 40 universities, and they said just so be it with the ACC and the Big 12. They said they'll go and take Clemson and Miami. They said they said Notre Dame. They said Notre Dame, Clemson. It would have to be Clemson, Miami, Florida State. It would be some teams left out, but I can see it. They didn't expand and go even further because you do still have to go and get those other Power 5 schools that are still Power 5 schools, and they would be able to compete. You still have to go over into the ACC and, you know, pluck probably about 4 or 5 of them too. So I can see it being like maybe about 60 team conference. And they booting the NCAA up out of there. But have you heard any of that talk?
Oh yeah, I've heard that talk, and you know, that's why I kept saying 2 super conferences. But I've also heard that they just gonna make one big old one too.
Yeah, just one big conference. Have and then like they said too, ain't no weak games. You know what I mean?
No.
Ain't no weak games. They talked about, you know, they said ain't no weak games. Ain't no weak games. Just like they said until they do that they were even talking about like changing some of the SEC teams and the Big Ten teams schedules up so that their strength of schedule would overpower any other team that you wanted to bring in here outside of those 2 guaranteed spots for what's that, the next 4, next 5 or whatever, the top independent, you know. And other than that, all of those spots just going straight to the Big Ten and SEC, like from what I was talking about the other day, when you're going to take a 3rd place, 4th place SEC or Big Ten school over a 2nd place ACC or Big 12 school.
Yeah, for sure. And it's really going to force Notre Dame to have to go ahead and jump in the conference too.
Yeah, they're going to have to, because once they do this, it's a wrap. Y'all just going out to play football. Y'all not playing for anything. You know, once they do that, if the NCAA wants to stay around and, you know, try to do something, you're not getting the TV deals that whatever this Big Ten SEC conference is getting. You're not getting nothing. Nobody wants to watch that. They want to watch this good minor league football.
Right, yeah.
Because that's what it's turned into. This is minor league football.
That's exactly
high paying. They make more than the USFL, XFL, little stuff they didn't start. They running circles around them boys.
Yeah, they sure are. For sure.
See, look, the CFL, the money they're making, none of those minor leagues can compare or compete. And I mean, the players that played before them, I mean, actually, what they need to, when they do start this, they need to get some kickback to those players who were influential to the game, who did sell millions on top of millions of dollars worth of merchandise because they were there. You know, the Reggie Bushes, the Maurice Clarett's, the ones who got in trouble for, you know, doing some of the things they did or taking some of the things that they took. You know, and even like the Charles Woodsons, like these, if the NIL was put in place, and or you can just say if these athletes were compensated for what they gave to these universities, they would have been sitting pretty good. They would have been making some money, even if you paid them on the low end and just gave them, you know, 200,000 a year. Maybe you're saying, all right, well, the NIL wasn't that big back then. They was only making 100,000 a year. The NIL just jumped in and just went berserk off the rip. $1 million, 250,000, 500,000, 800,000. Sheesh.
Yeah, for sure. I know the NCAA, they're going to go back. I don't know how many years they're going to go back, but they're going to try to compensate some of them players. I don't think they're going 10 years back, though. That might be as far as they do go.
I'm gonna tell you this. That's crazy. I made one little move. This baby starting to jiggle and Harlem shuffle and everything.
Right.
I just feel like, you know, and it's definitely because I'm a homer, but like y'all owe Maurice Clarett some money, man. Like his whole career, it just was bad. And he came in as a freshman and he did what Jeremiah is doing from the running back position, but he actually produced a national championship with it. And we're not winning this national championship if we don't have him on our team.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
And we only got to see him for 1 year. As fans, we were robbed.
Yeah.
We were robbed as fans because the NCAA was so greedy back then that they, you know, these athletes had to do whatever they could to get ahead.
Yeah.
Not bringing millions on top of millions. I have to say, Clarett bought $1 billion.
Oh, for sure.
He bought $1 billion, and those number 13 jerseys were hotcakes.
Oh yeah.
They were hotcakes, and they went anywhere from $100 on up. And I know he sold over $1 million. So if he just get $5 per jersey, that's $5 million he had.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, but it sold over $1 million. I was just even taking the low number, but they robbed my dude, and they robbed us, and you know that was supposed to be the start of a dynasty. We knocked off a dynasty. Miami was going for back-to-back championships. They were being called the greatest team in the history of college football if they won that game.
Yeah.
And they were loaded. They were good.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
Well,
but this pretty cool right here, bro. It's cool that's cool, man. And I appreciate you, bro, man. I appreciate you for everything you're doing. And like I said, you know, anything I can do, you know, I'm WTP dudes down, man. I'm all the way down with it.
For sure. I was going to change it to somebody else. I was like, man, is that just a default name? But then I said, no, I ain't gonna mess with it because he probably did them. So
yeah, you know I did. That's my thing, and that's what I was thinking about because you know that's some you know that's something different. My City League TV is just my high school stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
But you know my somebody else that's gonna actually be my podcast and. And I talk about everything on there, not just sports, just all of life. Like just like right now, they could, ask somebody else about, the ports that's closing down. The
Right, right.
ports went on strike today. You know that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I heard
Yeah,
that.
the ports went on strike. So, you know, depending on how long this thing goes, it could be something really really bad about to happen, and while everybody just sitting around and chilling, but somebody else always think it's somebody behind this, and there's never a coincidence why this or that happened when they trying to do some of this unruly stuff here in America. And we had elections coming up in another month too, so stuff just getting wild. But yeah, somebody else's, we talk about a whole lot of stuff.
That's dope, bro. That's dope. I'm definitely looking
Yeah,
forward to that too.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I wish we could find us an engineer, but I said too, I know I don't have a lot of time. As you can see, I work, then I get off work and go to work, and then after I get off the other job, it really could be some other stuff to do. But I have my hands in quite a few things. But that you allowing me to do that will that could help me out too as well. Like I said, and I appreciate that. I appreciate
Oh
that.
yeah, yeah,
That's,
for
that's
sure, for sure.
and it's just so much stuff going on in this world, man, to talk about, and they giving us the platform and the means, and the main thing is having that team. You know what I mean? Having that team, and it looked like you didn't kick-started the team where it's just like stuff gonna be sprouting. Like we got Moss B with Level Up Sports, and City League TV, WTP Sports Dudes, and, so like we get it's a lot coming off of it, and we're a team. We all in this together, and hopefully we can get something up out of it.
Yeah, yeah. That was definitely the go. That's definitely the go. Grind now, get paid for it later.
Hey, way to get it started, big bro. That's what big bros are for. When
Yes,
the young
sir.
G's sitting back just talking and thinking about it, big bro got to step up and show them how it's done. It's perfect
Yes, sir.
definition.
I appreciate that,
It's
bro. I
perfect
appreciate
definition, man. So yeah, that's what's happening. Yep, let me get in here and get this money, man. I appreciate you. I'm gonna try to, if
uh
I can listen in, I'm gonna try to put my stuff in and listen in and check y'all out at
for sure.
6:45, right? Or is that
Seven
7:45?
7:45.
7:45. Cool,
Yeah.
bet. Look, I thought I was gonna get out earlier than I did last week. I was glad I got out. I got out, not last week, but Monday. I was
Right,
able to, I was able for a second.
right, right.
I like talking that sports talk, man.
Oh, me too, bro.
That's what we do. That's where we was raised at.
Right,
In the
right.
gym. In the gym and on the grass.
Hold the grass. That's right.
I gotta figure out how to like when I put my earbuds in while I'm on here, it won't even work. Like it just like my speaker don't work, like don't nothing work. So like
Yeah.
I can like right now, I can hardly hear it. Like I can't even hardly hear you.
Yeah, yeah. I ain't talking real loud either. My voice already ain't the loudest. I got to get me a mic. That's what I'm gonna purchase me next is a mic, so that way my voice
Yeah,
can.
it won't even go into my headphones. That's crazy. I don't know why. I'm gonna have to. That gotta be something wrong because I don't know why. I don't
Are
get
you
it. I
doing
don't
it through your
understand.
YouTube? You doing it through your Bluetooth?
Yeah, but I can't look. I can't hear nothing, bro. Now,
Yeah,
and I'm gonna get on
I
up
don't
in
think you
here.
can do it through Bluetooth though.
All right, one.
All right, peace.
Catch you later, bro. Peace
All
out.
right, all right, peace.